Hello and good evening to all our viewers and all our attendees. A happy evening to all of you. This is a day 7 in the webinar series, which has been going on from strength to strength. And today, though is the last day, but it's not the last meeting. It's a continuous process. And this is the last day of the current webinar series. And today we have with us our guest, Ms. Kajal Chatija. Uh, Everybody knows her, the Executive Director for Gayatri Group of Schools and Colleges based out of Pune. We also have Dr. Vasudha Neelmani from Udaipur. She is the principal for Rockford International School. And we also have Ms. Tracy Cardos. She has been an EdTech entrepreneur and an EdTech executive for almost 2 decades and has been running one of the largest chain of schools in India. And now she heads the curriculum team at Team Square Panda. And so we begin our evening for the day. We will also have a recorded message from Colonel Shekhar being played out sometime around 4:30, where he also wanted to address all the teachers. He was missing out, so he said that I want a video message to be passed on to all my teachers. So we will be coming down to Colonel Shekhar, sir, to start the day. As we have said that this is a session for experts, so we would like to have our experts speak about what they feel is going to happen this year. Right? It is a pandemic year, preschool, since majority of our teachers attending the program are from the preschools. Our experts today would be addressing that how this year is going to progress for the preschool teacher and what could be the scenarios and how we gear up and how we deliver. So that's how the planning and the presentation for the day. We start with Ms. Kajal Chatija and then we come down to Dr. Vasudha and then we have Ms. Tracy sharing the views. So we'll have a quick round of one minute of introduction from the experts and then we'll come back to Ms. Kajal Chatija to have her say. Yeah, over to Kajal ji to start and then we have Dr. Vasudha and Tracy sharing their intro. Thanks. Ma'am, you are on mute.
Yes. First of all, good evening to all my dear teachers, leaders, and whosoever is on the platform of Square Panda. And I want to give everyone a big congratulations for attending today's session. And yes, I am Kajal Shatija, Executive Director of Gayatri Group of Schools, founder EduDrone We Connect. Thank you so much for having me. And yes, along with everyone, I'm looking forward to learn. And as you always know, I have invisible bag of learning and I'm ready to pour in.
So, Dr. Vasudha ji, can we have your introduction from your side?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chandra. Good evening, all the teachers and all the educators. Of course, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm Dr. Vasudha Neelmani. I'm a psychologist and a Cambridge educator for past 18 years, and I've been a Cambridge principal for around about 11, 12 years now. And yes, I have worked a lot with preschool children, and I love working with children of any age group, and would love to contribute today towards this great session. And I hope you will have some takeaways. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, over to Ms. Tracy.
Evening, all the lovely teachers on this forum and the esteemed panelists. It gives me immense joy to be a part of this, the last mile of this engaging sessions that you all have. Let me first congratulate all of you who took the decision to be engaged in continual learning. Okay, thank you for investing this time, okay, every day into, engaging with our panelists over the last 10 days into good discussions. And going ahead, learning never ends, and that is what I believe in. And hoping to meet you in many other forums where we can exchange ideas. Like all of you, I'm also a teacher. Though Chandra didn't, did talk about, me being an edu entrepreneur, but I think the heart remains a teacher. And that is why all of us connect on that one basic value, that we are here for our children, right? The reason teachers want to learn is because they want to go back and give the best to the children. So on that note, once again, I'm looking forward to have a very fruitful interaction with all of you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tracy, for that brief introduction of yours. We will be definitely listening a lot from you as the day progresses. So over to Kajal ji to share her first thoughts on the topic, and then we go to Dr. Vasudha to share her things. And to all my attendees, the teachers, the educators, please keep the chat board moving. We need a lot of questions from you. The experts have been specifically uh, requested that they need to answer to all your queries, except for those queries that how do I take care of the pandemic, etc. The experts would be answering the queries into their domains. Thank you very much. And let's have a welcome note for Ms. Kajal. Yeah, over to Kajal ji.
Thank you so much, Chandra sir. First of all, congratulations again to you for driving, all these sessions, starting with prerequisites of a preschool teacher, then coming to the science of sounds. Third, I think, was based on language acquisition of rhymes, music, and song. Fourth, being based on supporting language acquisition through storytelling. And fifth, being mindfulness and child psychology. Sixth was based on student centric learning strategies. So I think after attending all these six powerful sessions, and now you are the part of this culmination, it must be on your fingertips. And the entire journey looks very, very interesting. And if you were if you remember, on day one when I came, I had told you to have your book and keep notes. And today again I'm reminding, to start with, I have a wow clap for everyone. So everybody, please put your hands up in the air and please shake your hands, and let's have a wow clap. Tracy and Vasudha ma'am, wow clap for all my educators who have seen their journey and who have seen their graph growing upwards. And let's forget now, enough of corona. And that becomes like we are giving enough of, you can say, excuses. Let's change. Corona hai, kuch naya corona. So that's what Square Panda is really up to, doing something new, bringing new segments, bringing new elements. And let's focus on A, B, C, D, E of this situation. And let's have our own A, B, C, D, E of this pandemic time. A stands for made be accessible, made be ability. So you have to check and enhance both the things. You are capable, you are, able to do much more. So check your ability. And then B stands for blissful. Let's consider this time to be complete bliss, where you are getting such powerful sessions for free. And I'm very sure such powerful sessions, if you are getting free, your learning graph would have been somewhere else where it was last week. And now and please flaunt your certificate. After this session you will be getting a nice colorful purple color Square Panda certificate, right, Sandar sir?
I cannot disclose the
So
colors
please
right
flaunt
now.
hashtag.
I cannot disclose
But
the
I am
colors.
going
So,
but I'm going with Square Panda's color. So
yeah.
please hashtag Square Panda and keep tagging them. C stands for conscious. Be conscious about your learning, and keep embracing these sessions. And then D stands for dedicated, where Square Panda, right in the beginning, they said you have to attend at least 5 sessions to get that certificate. And E stands for enthusiastic. See, when you are enthusiastic about your whatever you're doing, see, our energy will transform. Now, if I am talking and I have zeal, enthusiasm, it will definitely transform in my students. Same goes for my educators. If I am putting my heart and soul, why not it will touch? So all my, I can see the number is growing. Now I can see 320 teachers. I'm giving you a virtual high five. So please feel high five to all my dear educators and feel the touch. See, as we are going ahead with the session, see, these are the strategies, these are the techniques. Please bring all crazy elements in your classrooms. Make it lively. Tell them to, stand up, sit down, and utilize their energy. And our preschools are always based on how much the teacher is bubbly, how much the teacher is joyful, how much she's happy. Please do not ever reflect your personal, sorrows and whatever is going. When you are in your classroom, we teachers are supposed to be a great actor. So even right now, if I consider this platform, we are all actors. So gone are the days. See, what we want to teach, concepts, everything will reach, but how much joy through learning we bring in, it's what will matter the most. So my dear teachers, I really tell you, and please write it somewhere, you have to bring our children and check their ability. Please check their learning achievements with each passing day. And how you will check? Of course, in a classroom, in a very dynamic classroom of a preschool, where we have different styles of learning. We have, in our first session, we had discussed VARK, like we discussed different styles of learning: visual, audio, kinesthetic, readers. So bring all these elements through your classrooms. And even when you closely look at Square Pandas, I am the most fortunate one, and I had gone through and I have used Square Pandas program, where they, and I've been gifted with a wonderful gadget where it can be connected with a tab, and where I can teach my children. And this entire program is online. And even if I'm not wrong, because I am using, the stories are available for free. There are various versions where teachers can use these stories for their children to make their classroom very colorful. They have excellent, and bring those characters in your classrooms. So it's very important for a preschool teacher to be equipped with online learning tools. Keep checking, keep embracing your learning, and be tech smart. Now it's enough. Like, we've got almost 1.5 year time where we become very pro with Zoom, with Meets, and even we have learned going on all the strategies right from young age, right from nursery. Bring flipped classroom, bring cooperative learning, check their skills by having communication, by and even connect with SDGs, UN's sustainable goals. Tell them to, and bring design thinking in your classroom. And don't ever think that my children are very young, they won't be able to do and make projects. See, you just give a task and wait and watch, they will amaze you. I'm telling you, time, and every time wherever we have involved our young children, they have really amazed. And in fact, give them the task of making a short videos. Of course, we need to involve parents into it, but minimize parents' involvement. Design activities where we can ensure our children's participation is there. And even during your classrooms, just see to it whether your students are active or passive. I want to see my 360 teachers. Let's see this 360-degree approach. Teachers, are you awake? Yes, no, what? Please use the chat box. Are you awake? Are you alert? Are you enthusiastic? So now you can see the blessings, that the blessings will pour. Yes, I can see. So I am sharing one more activity which you can use in your classroom. Like when I say I am alert, so I keep my hands on my shoulders. I'm awake, I keep my hands on my knees. And when I say I'm enthusiastic, you have to jump with joy. Put your hands in the air and jump with joy. So awake, alert, enthusiastic, and then clap. So see, these all strategies, bring some crazy strategies for children. Children love crazy activities. And then I am bringing one more. Last time, we, if you remember, we did buzzing bee cap, and then we did something. If you remember, if I want to see, yes, lotus clap, yes, I can see. So let's do a little revision, and we'll learn something new also today. I know you're looking forward, sunflower clap and lotus clap and a buzzing bee clap. So I see, Sanchander sir, I'm making sure whether you have the same slot or you have a different one. Butterfly keys, different types of claps. So see, I have not yet got these claps patent, but yes, many of them have recommended, ma'am, you must patent your clap. You just name them and put something like Casey clap or Kajal clap. But I'm keeping it very open. Crocodile clap. Oh my God. It's like this or something like this. So keep exploring, and even, activate your children to do. See, when I am saying something, I am bringing animals, I am bringing their awareness, and then you can teach various concepts. See, you are ensuring their fine motor, gross motor, and you are ensuring all other skills, their hands, their eyes. You're activating. Yes, happy clap, I can see. Quack quack clap. Wonderful, dear teachers. So please pen down each and everything. Congratulations, Ruth. Started implementing them in my class. Wonderful. Wonderful. So see, you have it, chapati clap. Yes, this is what chapati clap, roti clap, or whatever. And then when you cross your hand and then pat clap that way. I am a new teacher. So those who are new and those who are listening us for the first time and those who have attended from last, see, you must be having so many takeaways from this session. Please write a letter of gratitude, and same you have to take to your classrooms. Chandar sir, please share your email ID as well, so that you get to know, and these all blessings will keep pouring in your emails. So yes,
Yeah,
this is what
I will definitely
pre-primary
put my
teacher. Yes sir, over to Chandar sir.
we definitely need the blessings of all the teachers, right? There's no second doubt over it. Many of the teachers have started implementing your claps, and when you were busy with the teachers, in between, Shivani Tripathi ji has joined us. So she is the headmistress at the St. Teresa School, Ghaziabad. Before Dr. Vasudha comes in, can we have a quick introduction from Shivani ji? And Kajal ma'am, you will be coming in between all the time. So please stay there and don't go away. Yeah. Over to Shivani ji for a brief introduction, and then we get in Dr. Vasudha to speak about Shivani ji. What today we are discussing is, in the pandemic, things are going to stay as they are. Children will be at home, but what are the things they need? The teachers need to take care of so that the learning continues. The ability of the child is there, but the achievement is much above that. What Kajal told me a while back in the afternoon, said that don't go after the ability, but you go after the achievement of the child. So over to Shivani ji to introduce herself.
Thank you so much, Chandarji, firstly for inviting me for this, very nice webinar. And I see so many people, so many teachers have joined in. So really glad to be a part of it. So as spoken by Chandarji, I am Shivani Tripathi. So at the moment, I am in two roles. So taking care of one school in Ghaziabad and Greater Noida, and one in Ghaziabad. So I'm an academic director at one of the schools, and that is St. George, and I'm taking care of St. Teresa as well. Right. So been in this profession for the past 22 years, very passionate about teaching and adding value to the whatever I have learned in the past years. So now we feel is the time to give back to the teaching community. This is the time we need to actually give back. Whatever we've learned in so many years, we want to develop and we want to add value to the young teachers and that this fraternity that we have. Whatever little that we can do to upskill them, we'd rather be hands on and help them out. So that's one passion of mine. Okay. And when we're talking about, it's such an interesting topic, that we're talking about the little ones now. I do understand. I'm also a mother of two, and I've been in this profession for so long. So last year, when this pandemic actually hit, and we all had to just learn to sail through and swim, it's like a fish, like so many fish, thrown in this huge ocean. We had no option but to learn to swim. This is what we did eventually. The little ones in nursery and all, in playgroup and all, they've never seen the school physically till now. And it's the second year round. And this year also we see so many admissions in my schools only where I'm here. There are so many, now also we had around 200 of these little ones who joined us. And that physical interaction with the children coming out to this, a place called school for them, the pre-primary school, interacting with the teachers, all this has been missing. And the ones who joined last year, and you see this is the second year round, that, so what do we do about it? How do we make them, and, comfortable firstly, because this might be a new normal for us. But for those little ones, who haven't seen it, what it is like to just hold hands and go ringa ringa roses, pocket full of roses, those little activities, the group activities they do with the teacher, playing around and running, they might be crying for a few days and missed out on all that. All those memories they missed out on. We remember my son's maybe the first day at school, whether he was happy or whether he was crying the whole day. But these children have actually missed out on all that. So now comes this gap. So when there is this gap, how do we bridge this gap, as Kajal ma'am had rightly said? So we've got to bridge this gap. Now, for pre-primary, what I feel is it is so important to have that life in the class and that energy in the class, and that, the teacher also has to have that huge energy, which actually just passes to the students. That we've got to make sure is a part of these online classes as well. Okay. And for this, we need to think of various new ways. This is what I feel. And no matter how much, when we talk about technology, each child, the little ones also, you see, very little ones also I've seen, when I was taking these interactions for nursery, and I asked the parents, how much screen time do you allow the child? All right, a very general question. And that child is barely 2.5 years old, maybe, just a baby. And I asked them, how much screen time do you allow them? And they say, ma'am, most of the time he's on the phone, playing game, maybe, or, खाने के वक्त तो the child will not eat. अगर हम वो cartoon नहीं देख रहा है, तो खाने के वक्त we keep on, having that on. So
Shivani, yeah,
yes,
Shivani, that was a very right point picked up by you about how to actually handle the kids during the pandemic. We also wanted Dr. Vasudha to have the next 10 minutes where she would be patiently, she's waiting to share her things, and then we come back to you. We have a few questions to ask to you also, and then Tracy would also be doing a presentation of hers where she, I believe, has made a few slides. So we quickly bring into Dr. Vasudha ji, and Shivani ji, you need to answer that what kind of an activity the child and the parent needs to do at home. Since you have picked up, this is a very important thing which you have picked up. What activity does a parent do? If you can just, in that few minutes when Vasudha ji is on the screen, you can just make a list of all these teachers. Since you saw many of them have written in the chat box that a few of them are just joining the stream. So they would like to know from your experience, right? And also, we would like to know one thing. Everybody would like to know how you manage so high admissions. That's audiences. Would you like to know about that also? So we will be asking you that question also. So
I like that.
please give us an honest answer for that, right? And you
Absolutely.
you need to reveal your dark secrets, how you got the admissions, right? So we'll wait
Sure.
for that answer. Over to Dr. Vasudha ji to come in. Yeah, ma'am. Can we have
Thank you.
your views on the topic? Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
No. Thank you. See, we have good number of participants, around 393 participants, and I'm sure that Square Panda is doing a great job. That's why so many people have completed the course, and it is an excellent initiative in the times of today where all the teachers are getting lost. So I will not give you any sermons, but yes, there is something. These are my views, and whatever I have been believing in for past so many years. It's been now almost 30 years into education. So education fraternity, and every day is a new learning for me. I feel that we are lifelong learners. So one quick thing I would want to from all the teachers, that please, how many of you are teachers because you want to be a teacher? So it is a very, very thankless job, sorry to say, because when we are dealing with little ones, and everybody feels, oh, chote bachon ko to koi bhi padha sakta hai. But no, it requires lot of patience. It requires a lot of love for children. It requires a lot of passion. And we still, I mean, I am 46, 47. I still remember my first teacher, my first kindergarten teacher. My daughter remembers her first kindergarten teacher. So it is very, very important that you should be in the field because you want to be in the field, because you love the children, you have that passion for the children. Because I think a pre-primary education is little neglected one, I would say, but it should be the topmost priority, because at this time the foundation of everything is built, whether it is virtues, whether it is values, whether it is education, whether it is distinguishing between right and wrong, whether it is self-regulation, whether it is language and communication. And there is a lots and lots of responsibility on us as educators. And when I say that us as educators, I take myself also as a pre-primary teacher. I have been principal for 12 years, but still the most classes I take, and I love taking the pre-primary classes myself, because I feel that pure innocence, the non-verbal language, and as Kajal rightly said, that they understand the non-verbal language. They understand, when you are feeling gloomy. They understand when you are not up to yourself. So whatever has happened at your home, personally, in your school, maybe a tiff with a coordinator, tiff with an HM, don't get that come into your classroom with the children. Now, these children are fighting double, triple battles. Though they are young children, they are very young, maybe 2 years to 5 years, 3 years to 6 years. But, there are certain things that they want to be loved. We don't know what's happening in their family. How many of them have lost their loved ones? How many of them have lost their grandparents? What is going on? So that is the solace when they are coming to you, maybe virtually. So you can make your classes very, very very, very active, agile. And I loved Kajal's ABCD. She is very innovative, very creative. But there was a quote, and that's one of my favorite quotes also, that some children who are loved at home, they come to school to be taught, and the children who are not loved at home for any other reason, they come to school to be loved. So love your children. When you are loving your children, when you are making them emotionally stable, when their emotional needs are fulfilled, the learning automatically happens. What they will learn in whatever so for me, the most important part is there are three things that I feel very, very important. The first is self-regulation. Teaching children self-regulation from a very, very young age, giving them responsibility to choose right and wrong, making them responsible for their own learning, and believe me, giving them choices what they want to do. And if they are doing something wrong also, they should be knowing the consequences of their own actions, so they will be responsible from the day one, and it will carry a long way. Talking about, after self-regulation, talking about speaking and listening skills. Kajal knows that I lay a lot of emphasis on speaking and listening skills, that believe me, whatever we have written in our examination papers, it does not matter. You may be 100% scorer in your subjects, but if you don't know how to communicate yourself, if you don't know to communicate effectively with other person in an appropriate manner, everything is futile. So making them and according to the scriptures also, it is said that Abhimanyu learned a lot of things when he was in his mother's womb. So and this is a proven research, this is a proven fact, that the listening skills develop at a very, very young age. So we have to make them independent orators. So in the classroom, when you are taking their classes online, give them one minute slot to speak on anything. Involve the speaking and listening and communicating part as a part of your class every day, and you will just see the difference. You want to know how they are learning, so continuous assessment is the key. Every day, just pick up 4 or 5 children and talk to them what they have learned, how they have learned. Make a sticky notes of their learning, so you can keep a tab of their portfolios, that how well they are learning. So you don't need to, if you need to come back to the concept that you want to teach them again, because ultimately it's about the children. We have to teach them the way they learn, rather than teaching them how we can teach. So I think these are some tips I would like to give them. Dance with them in the classrooms, in the virtual classrooms also. Kajal was talking about different type of claps. Yes, amazing. You can put the music on, you can dance with them, you can sing with them, show them, be very, very interactive with them. So my takeaways for you is self-regulation, communication skills, and continuous assessment. Thank you so much. And love them, please. That's be passionate in whatever you are doing, and do it from your heart, with a blend of head, of course. So that's very important. Thank you.
Yeah, that was an awesome thing to say. Have your heart at the right place. I always tell it to my teachers. You should have your heart at the right place. If you have to be a successful preschool teacher, if the child has to remember you for 50 years, 60 years, 70, till the time the child is alive, he will remember you. All you need to do is have your heart at the right place, right? When we talk of emotions, when we talk of teaching, learning practices, we also talk of technology, right? So we just can't say that no, technology is also now equally important, because technology has bridged the gap. And today, Tracy is going to share very specifically how technology can bridge the gap, apart from the love, affection, having the right place, communication, everything coming in from the teacher. There are some spaces where technology is also empowering the teacher. So over to Tracy to share her thoughts onto this. And then we come back to those questions from Shivani ma'am. Teachers, are you still waiting for those answers from Shivani ji? Can we just have your answers? Yeah, so they are still waiting, Shivani ji. So you need to be there for Tracy to share her things, and then that questions come to you. And we have a similar set of questions for Kajal also. And from Vasudha ji, we would like to know more about how communication can be increased in this time on Zoom. So we will be coming with that question to Vasudha ji. Over to Tracy.
Thank you, Mr. Chandra. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. I prepared a very small presentation to kind of hook whatever I'm saying. So Just let me know when my screen becomes visible.
Sure.
I think you all should be able to see my screen now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we come back to what we started the session with, the reimagining education for a post-pandemic world, right? So I think never in the history of mankind had we ever have to go through this, this harsh reality of the pandemic. Yes, of course, we've had the Spanish flu in the early 1900s. We bounced back. But let's come back to what has happened in the current world, right? So when the pandemic was at its peak, in fact, it is at its peak right now, we have almost around 188 countries where almost 91% of students in that countries have been out of school because schools and learning spaces and early learning centers have all closed down. So how much is 91% of the entire learning population? Almost around 1.6 billion learners. And of that, you have 165 million
See,
children
your
who are
screen
in the
has
age group.
been, Tracy.
No, I'm
Screen.
not yet started. I have
Oh,
not yet
that's fine.
started. So yes, so I just wanted to kind of make some hard-hitting points with
Yeah.
what is it that we're dealing with. So out of this 1.6 billion learners, there are almost around 165 million students who are in the age group of 0 to 5, right? So this is the age group that we are dealing with. These are our future generations. And, as Shivani and Dr. Vasunda also said, that the 2-year-old, 3 years old have never even stepped into a schooling system, right? So this is the impact that the entire world is facing at the same time. And let's see how the schooling, how has the world responded to the closure school. So these are certain stats. In fact, it's very interesting. It's there on the Wikipedia dashboard. You can see the link down. And it's a dashboard that tells you how the schooling system is responding day by day, to the pandemic, because we have it appearing in waves, right, across the world. So the ones in red are the full school closures. Okay, the one in peach, the second one, are partial closures. Now, what is partial closures? It means that schools go in from an intermediate period of being open and then closing down. And why is that? Because the new wave comes in, a new mutant comes in, and students are withdrawn from school, right? So there is an attempt to put students back into classrooms, but it's not conducive for them. Okay, and we have to withdraw them out. The blue areas are interestingly areas currently that are facing no school closures. And if you read that up, you will see that the European belt that is there is fairly able to manage social distancing because of the reduced population that they have. And so kids can get into school. And the African nations are the ones where already education itself is not well established, and hence the students, there are not many students into the schooling system. There are unfortunately no school closures over there. So there are two different realities that are there operational in the world. Interestingly, okay, a very tiny pocket of this light blue have shifted completely to online learning, where the countries have taken the decision that whether or not at what state the pandemic is in, our schooling system will be shifted online. They have strengthened homeschooling, okay, schooling through technology intervention as a mainstay. That's a very, very, very tiny percentage. And the gray areas are either areas where no data is available or there is on academic base. The point that I'm trying to make our teachers, my teachers, is that this is a very different situation. We are not just prepared for it, right? We do not know how the situation will evolve. So it's important to know what the reality is. And the harsh fact is, I think it will never get into the old normal that all of us were comfortable with. We have to accept this fact that the new normal is going to be very different. A new education system will have to be evolved. And today it's the responsibility of all of us as educators to envision that new normal. All right, so moving ahead, now what are the real problems because of this discontinuity? in learning, right? So the first one is very obvious, which is a gap in learning. Okay, a gap in learning has happened either because of dropout or because students are learning online. So we all know that syllabus has reduced. Okay, again, certain key skills which are important for that could be only achieved in a physical setup is not happening. Like I think the grouse among all early school learners, the parents of early school learners, is that child is not writing. So that basic grips that we wanted them to develop, that isn't there, right? So there is obviously a learning gap, but there is another loss of learning. This concept again is very, very important. And sorry, I'll just get back to the slide. So what is a learning loss? Now it is a little different from learning gap. Learning loss occurs when because of forgetting. We all know that for learning to be consolidated, repetitions have to happen. Okay, we have to keep going to the concept. And interestingly, the younger the child is, the higher the degree of forgetting. Okay, so if you look at a child who probably went to school in, when he was in junior KG in March 2020, okay, if you touch base with the child, 3 months down the line, he probably would have forgotten most of the things that he would have learned because the repetition element, the engagement element has all been missing. So two stark problems that we have to deal with is how do I make good the learning loss and how do I mitigate the learning gap? Okay, so these are real problems that educators, whether you are in the pre-primary learning space or in the learning space for older kids, these are problems that we need to address with. Also, let me tell you, there have been a lot of, emerging research in the field of learning loss. So very recently, Azim Premji University, they did a research on young children in the foundational learning years, and they found that almost around 82% of children have forgotten foundational abilities in mathematics, and 92% have forgotten foundational ability in language, just because there are far less number of engagements with these children. Okay, so again, the element of repetition, when it misses out, that means reinforcements don't occur, and forgetting is the next course of action. So how do we address this? Okay, so it calls for a paradigm shift, okay, from the factory model of education, okay, to something that is very new, which is your blended or a phygital model. Okay, so let me spend some time on a factory model. I think this is the oldest model of education. Okay, came up around the time of the Industrial Revolution, and all of us are products of these models, right? So we went to school at a certain age, we graduated year by year, year by year. Okay, we had a set curriculum for us, and everything was measured on how much I coped to grade specific standards. So, and this now, okay, cannot happen because of the closures of schools. That means your physical spaces, your brick and mortar model of school has closed down, and now learning, okay, has gone beyond the confines of a factory or the school into one's own natural homes. Okay, and it's ironical because learning is one of the most natural process. Okay, and we kind of bifurcated learning in school, learning at home. Okay, and that's going to change now because learning at home is going to become very significant. Okay, so what we're looking at, the new model of schooling is going to be a phygital model. The word phygital actually is a combination of two words, physical and digital. Okay, and interestingly, the world and different businesses, okay, migrated into the phygital space almost around 20, 30 years back. Okay, the fact that we had e-commerce, telecommunications, their adoption of computers and technology, took them leagues ahead. But sadly, the education world had not moved in that direction. So the only silver lining to the pandemic situation is that our teachers have adopted and embraced technology because of no means. Okay, that's a different story. But we have opened our doors to allow technology to come inside our classrooms. Okay, and there is no way we are going to go back from now. Okay, because all said and done, we are facing the reality of the third wave, And the numerous attempts that people and governments have made to open school and then close them only indicates that there would be a greater move of having schools opened up only after kids have been vaccinated. And you and me know that's going to be a long haul. So in the interim, what do we do to capitalize, okay, the entire learning scenario for our students, and especially in the younger years? So it has to be a combination of, the classroom learning and online learning. So when I say classroom learning, I'm not talking about physical learning, but I'm talking about an instructor led learning, okay, where the instructor navigates the child to the class, into the lesson. And then an online learning where the child interacts with technology to forward his own learning, to immerse more in learning. So what we're looking at a hybrid learning model. And let me tell you, learning, has two elements. Learning to social interaction, okay, which is how all of us have been learning, which how children learn even today, by interaction with parents, with teachers, with children. And very importantly, a child should be taught to self-learn. A child needs to be made independent. And believe me, no matter what the age of the child, if you start building that skill when the child is young, to kind of look for information, to try out things. All of us learn by trial and errors. We've heard it so many times, but we are so scared to push our children into that zone. So how do I learn in the most safest atmosphere where I'm allowed to make mistakes? Okay, as simple as playing games, okay, a digital game where you can have n number of trials, okay, till you get the right answer. And then there's a clap, and the child feels good, he earns points. So that is the kind of self-learning that we need to start immersing our children with. And when it comes to social learning, okay, interestingly, let me tell you, most of the educators are predisposed to make technology the end of learning. Okay, so something like having a video lesson with the child where the teacher comes in, the teacher explains, the teacher completes, and the teacher walks out. That is not learning because there is no social interaction at all. Allow your children to talk to each other. Zoom and even MS Teams and other video conferencing has this beautiful feature of breakout rooms. Okay, so you can have smaller group children talk to each other for 5 minutes, and it could be on any concept development. They learn through experience. So these two modes of learning is something that has to be explored in the digital world. And remember, technology serves two purposes: engagement with learning and immersion in learning. So you will have to look out for many such engagement opportunities. Okay. And right now, the hardest fact is that the children, though we want to keep them away from the screen, okay, the harsh reality is that these are the only option available to children these days. We do not want to send the kids out because it's not safe to them. So how do they interact with the world? Right. So, video calling, a beautiful device to keep, kids engaged. But is there, can they be engaged through digital readers? I know many parents who are are very about getting physical copies of the readers into their homes, so look at, e-readers that are possible, that are available. In fact, we have a whole range of, e-readers curated for our, for the Square Panda app. So coming back to, how the domains of development then, interact with each other. So yes, we have 6, 7, these are all subgroups, but the 4 main ones are language, cognition, physical, and social emotional development. And let me tell you, in the early years, okay, it is the language development that triggers cognitive development, social emotional development as well. So the element of language becomes very important because only when you have children learn to speak, they learn to communicate. That's where they're able to socialize and develop their understanding of concepts. So the language ability is something that has to be focused on. And that's where you will have to kind of look at having enough of opportunities for children to engage with speaking, listening, reading, and writing. All right. So how do you do it in a digital world? Okay, so I can actually go on and on and speak about what all is available on the Square, on the Square Panda app. But besides just reading activities, there are also activities for writing. Okay, something as simple as writing orientation, line tracing. Okay, reading from left to right. Okay, the whole fact of just playing games, that is a part of visual spatial reading. So how the physical element of of development can be bought by just integration or engagement with the app. And at the beginning, Miss Kajal did speak about the playset, and incidentally I do have a playset here, so it looks like a small little box like this. Okay, and let me tell you, it is the best you can get digital, because it comes with an entire panel that can integrate with your with the app. You can attach your iPad or you can attach your tab to it, and then play around with it. Now what's important about this is, how does it help the child? We do know that at the early years, tactile sense is very, very important. And I have these little letters. I hope you all can see because my screen is blurred out. So these letters become very important. You can allow the child to finger trace, right? So what you're doing is that you have something that is very phygital here. Okay, a device that you can use when connected with the Square Panda app, or use the letters the way it is. But you have to look out for such manipulatives that will help the child engage on his own. Free play. Okay, I think this is something that the child is missing out, because there is everybody is at home, everyone, the parents are working from home, so there is absolutely no place. Give the child these games, let them learn, let them explore. And I think that's the way education will have to move. Okay, it has to be more an activity driven by the child. We always keep saying a teacher is only the facilitator. Okay, but what happens in schools, we want the teachers to direct. But now I think the opportunity is just right. The time is fertile for us to move into a digital or a hybrid learning model, where we use technology interventions to create more immersive opportunities. And on that note, okay, let me end with something which I read this morning. It says the alphabet O stands for opportunity. Okay, it is absent in yesterday. It is available once in today and thrice in tomorrow. So let's grab the opportunity that is available today for us to kind of usher in a new way of learning, so that tomorrow we open up a box of opportunities where we can move ahead, okay, and learn, okay, with technology involved. I think it's that the time is just right for us to embrace technology. And let me tell you, there is a new generation of learners that we are going to groom. These are going to be called the Nova Millennials, who will interact with the world in a digital space. Okay, the millennials were more hands-on, but the Nova millennials will use the digital forum to interact. Okay, so let's kind of give them a learning experience, okay, where we kind of have digital as well as the physical element integrated. So on that note, thank you, and I end my presentation now.
Thank you very much, Tracy, for being here and sharing your details about a little of Square Panda and more about how the education is going to progress. That was really an awesome thing. And we quickly, please stay with us. We still have a few questions being popped up. We also have Shivani ji coming in and sharing her views on how the parents would be doing activities with children at home. Of course, the other thing she may not reveal about how she got the high number of admissions. We definitely would not like her to reveal the secret. A secret is always a secret, but it was just what we say, a very, how do I say, a frank question to her. But before that, we have a gentleman who wants to address all these teachers, and he has missed out on coming, but he still thought that I need to speak to all the teachers who have been on this session, and he feels he's the patriarch of the community. So can we have a video, Karan? Can you please share the video?
One moment. Hello to all of you. Hello to each and every one of you. It's always been a pleasure and a privilege to be associated with Square Panda. I always get confused with Square and Panda. What the heck? Now, looking at what we are going through today with the third wave story becoming increasingly convincing, how do we move forward? Just look at what I'm showing. This is the cover page of Outlook magazine, which when the student says, I want my education back. What is that education? Pre-pandemic, present continuous pandemic, post-pandemic. This present continuous is going on a little too long. There are singular physical, emotional, psychological, infrastructural challenges. The teachers have done a fantastic job of overcoming them, but there is still a long way to go. The student inside 600 to 800 square feet. The teacher struggling with her homework as well as with online where the effort is a lot more. How do we get our way forward? Collaboration, support, care, and at the end of the day, being there for each other. If we can get that going, as our inaugural panelist said, be kind in the midst of all of this, especially for preschool teachers. I should be the last one advising you. This could be more than a game changer. Be kind to the adult. The adult will be kind to the children, and their kindness will make them flower better. Tough times, challenging times, but as it said, ruk jana nahi. We have a very long way to go. God bless you.
So that was an awesome thing which Colonel Shekhar unfortunately could not join us for today, but then he wanted this message to go in to all the teachers. He felt that he's a part of the community and he doesn't want to leave you without saying a goodbye. So that was from Colonel Shekhar. Now we come down to Shivani ji. We also have one more guest sharing a video with all of you, right? They have been so attached to you that they have taken the effort to record a video and send it across to all the teachers. I really appreciate all our panelists on all the 7 days for taking the time out and being there to guide, to support, to share their stories, to entertain also, because as Kajal said, we are all actors. One of the teachers have put in a lot of comments, but we'll come to those. We have Shivani ji waiting for us. So Shivani ji, the question which we had for you was, how do you ensure that the parent and the child is engaging positively at home and a learning is happening? Over to Shivani ji.
Thank you so much, Chandraji. Thanks a ton. So I am, this is very close to my heart as it is, and being a mother myself of 2 children. So this topic has always been very close to my heart. So the first thing I would say is the little ones, we need to listen to them, whether it is the elder, bigger children or the younger children, and especially for the ones, the working women like us. And sometimes we do snub our children off. I remember the time when, my 2 little kids would be seated on the back seat and I would be driving back from my workplace. And we were 3 of us in the same school. And, from the days, the entire day's hustle and bustle in the school, I would be tired. And my 2 little children, they would be all out. They would be, so enthusiastically, they would be wanting to tell me their days, the same activities and what happened. And at times, no matter how much I tried, but at times I would tell them, I would say to them, okay, all right, maybe I'll hear you a bit later. So we do that at times. So the first thing is that we need to listen to them and give time to them. Engaging them at this point of time is very easy for the parents. It's not a very difficult task, especially for the ones who are working from home, or maybe the homemakers, the parents who are there, the mothers who are there. So engaging them in flameless cooking. They love it. The kids love it, anything to do with maybe a lemonade, or, when the mother's baking or something, engage the children in it. Let them be a part of it. And it is so good. They enjoy it so much, because at the end of it, they see an outcome. They see that something, they've created something, they've made something, right? Engaging them in little things that when once they play, they need to just clean that area up and just work on it. And activities like craft and art and all are pretty common. So can we think about something else as well? So it's always better. There's a parent who was talking to me the other day, and she's also on a very big post, and she is a very busy woman. But she said thanks to Saturday and Sunday. So what they do is they have a celebration day on Saturday and Sunday with the dada dadi, and the husband wife and the two little children. So that's a celebration day. So they dress up for that evening, in the house only, because they cannot go outside. They dress up, they order some food, or maybe they cook together, and they celebrate and they play little games. Playing together is very important. I have big children, right? But we make it a point, we try to play cards or any little game. Just that is the family bonding time, and that is learning time as well. That is the time we teach them life skills as well. And on and off, when we engage them in little activities, the values that we instill in them is very important. That is when if we think, this time has come as a blessing. So these children, the time, this positive engagement that we give these children, I think is very good, and it will have long-term effects on these children. And we hope that they emerge as very good human beings, because we've given them that quality time. We're trying to engage them in all activities and everything, and trying to be a part of the school, whatever is happening in the school. For parents, I think that's very, very important. For the little ones as it is, because they cannot maybe handle those things themselves. So generally, one of the parent is around when they are studying, or whatever they are doing together. And storytelling, puppetry and all, it's very interesting, hand puppets and all, when they make and they express themselves. Let them create their own stories. Read together with them, read out to them. I think there's so many such activities that we can engage the children in. That's it. I think these are very simple ones that I've told you all. And I need to really compliment Tracy ma'am. Wonderful session. It was very nice. I really liked it. And the words, I've written down a few words from your thing. Phygital, I really like. Nova Minilia. So I've made notes. Tracy ma'am, very, very good. I really, very commendable.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chandra.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. So this 7 days has been, it's that moment where we feel a little low down, that we are saying a goodbye to all our attendees, but then we always say a goodbye to meet again tomorrow, right? So kabhi alag honge to fir milenge, right? So we will definitely come up with something quickly enough where we will be having more sessions, more experts coming in from across the country and sharing their views. I would like to have Kajal ji share a few lines, and then we will have Tracy, because a lot of comments have come that Tracy, you need to say 2-3 more lines. They want to know much more from you. So over to Kajal ji. And then we will have a final word from Shivani ji, right, before we end the day. Kajal ji, you are on mute.
I always say when I get overwhelmed, I forget to unmute myself. So I'm really, really overwhelmed. And yes, I've been taking notes, and I have a habit of writing. If you can see circles. So
Yeah.
yes. So I am here to do a little quick recap. And all my dear teachers, I can see more than 400 teachers, and all our teachers are super duper active. Yes, we started with myself talking about A, B, C, D, E. So please do a recap, write it down. I want to check your presence of mind. And yes, I discussed about various claps. So please pen down, chat, put them in the chat. And then we spoke with Vasudha.
Ma'am, you are once again on mute.
Just a minute. Am I back?
Yeah, you are back.
Yes.
So you were talking about Vasudha.
Yeah. Then she spoke about LSRW, oration, self-regulation skills, communication, and more importantly, love everyone, right? And then we came to Tracy. I just loved the last sentence I've written and given a big circle over here. Yes, we have one O in today. That is one opportunity. Opportunity is that you are on Square Panda. You have three O's tomorrow. That means you get more opportunities through Square Panda and you will be getting more empowered. And then yes, I can see teachers asking ye karte kab ho, kaise karate ho, do you have a proper teacher training? So yes, Chandar sir and Tracy ma'am, they both will be telling you, and yes, they keep having all these sessions. So I just love that center, and a big circle over there. Yes, digital cognitive, looking into language, making them involved, bringing physical activities, checking their social emotional connection. And then we came to Shivani ma'am had shared, you can say, activities were on her fingertips. टक 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 सारे activities बता दिए 15 मिनट में. पूरा प्री स्कूल का सार, जैसे बोलते हैं ना गीता सार. So she presented a Gita Sar of preschool education, that what all we can do when we talk about a preschool. Dance, sing, yell, jump. You can do whatever you want with children when you are in a preschool. And yes, Chandar sir, being a wonderful moderator, he knows it well how to weave so that we get a complete, like you can say, when we weave our pearls. Sikhar came in and motivated us through his powerful speech. And yes, we missed him, but he somewhere he complimented with his small video. So thank you so much, Square Panda, for coming up with such powerful sessions, and more power to you. And I want that play set in each and every child's hand. That should be a vision for everyone, because I can say this because I have experienced, and I want to pass this joy to each one of you. And even educators will love it when you will have that playset in your hand. It's such a joyful way of learning.
Yeah, Kajali, just to add, even for those who do not have a playset, now we have a complete digital app where all learnings can be done even without the playset. With the playset, of course, it adds a zing to the learning, the manipulatives and everything comes into the place. But without the playset also, it's an awesome learning which happens. We would be sharing some trial packs with all the panelists. So for the certificates, there were a lot of queries. All those who have attended minimum 5 sessions will take a few days to check the data, because it's a huge number of people who have joined at various points of time. And we will be sharing a digital certificate to all our attendees, no doubt about that. We have one more panelist sharing a small video of 40 seconds before Shivani ji comes in. See, that's the kind of an attachment they have developed. Can we have the video, Karan, please? Karan, many people were thanking you about you also. They were asking me, is it Karan Johar? I said, no, it's Karan Karyavi. Yeah, over to Karan. Yeah.
Namaste and a very good afternoon and or evening to each one of you. I am Hiran Bagadia and I was invited as one of the expert speakers at Square Panda for the topic phonics or phonemic awareness. Well, I am extremely apologetic today as I cannot be there on this show today as prior commitments. However, I would like to thank Square Panda for having me as one of their expert speakers and all the others. Square Panda is doing a wonderful job empowering educators with beautiful topics, the much needed topics, and with the right experts. Thank you, Square Panda, for having me. Thank you, Chandar sir, for having me. And thank you all the attendees.
Wow, that was a wow moment, right? So Hiran Bagadia ji was really very happy to be with all our attendees. Over to Shivani ji to have her say before we bring an curtain to this series. Over to Shivani ji.
Thank you so much, everybody. Firstly, I understand. I wish I was a part of these sessions in the week that has gone by. I've missed a lot, it seems. Really, truly, I feel that I should have been a part of them. And now that I am a part of this closing, so I understand that there was a lot of takeaway and a lot of learning for everybody, right? And we would want more of such sessions, and I'll make sure that, teachers at this end where I am here also attend all these. And really loved listening to each one of the panelists. It was very, very nice. And Chandraji, really nice knowing you as well. And you've really been a very good moderator. Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am, for being for our teachers. Thanks for sharing your expertise, your knowledge, and being with the teachers and sharing all them. Dear teachers, our attendees, educators, we have been 10 minutes past 5. We take this opportunity to thank you for being with us all the time. And for all of you have our email IDs, please ensure that our mails don't go to your spam. So if you make them, bring them inbox and say that, yeah, you know us, it will be easy for you to get more communication from us. And definitely many teachers have asked me that how they can get a trial to Square Panda learning system. Definitely it's a big plus if you have it working along with you. It will take a lot of load off you. At the same time, empower the child, because those children who have already lost 1 year, there's another 1 year which is going to be a little dicey with the schools not early opening up. Today, Karnataka government has announced that till the age of 18, those who are not vaccinated will not be allowed to come into the school. So it looks really dicey enough. We pray to God that the schools open up maybe tomorrow, but that tomorrow is still a little far away. We look forward to helping the children wherever they are on the globe, whether they are in US, in China, in Korea. Square Panda has been helping them. The same in here in India. And yeah, many people asked us, do you have a training sessions? Yeah, we are officially training teachers for the government schools, for private schools, for foundations. Yeah, we have been doing a lot of paid training programs. Of course, the webinars are free of cost, and all the previous webinars are available on our YouTube channel. And for any other queries, you can always write back to any of the email IDs which you have from Square Panda, and you definitely have mine also. So a big, big thank.
It looks like Chandra
Yeah,
has
I
lost
think
network.
yes, network
Yes,
problem
yes.
at that end. It seems. Just wondering.
So on behalf of Chandra, I hope he resumes. Chandra, are you back? You're on mute, Chandra.
I was just saying a big, big thank you to our panelists, to Shivani ji, to Dr. Vasudha, Kajal ji, Tracy, and everybody for joining us and for being in this journey with our teachers. A big thank you to all of you for joining us. And we would like to just say a big thank you to all of you. Have a nice day, all our panelists and all our teachers. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Square, panda.